Brent, tell me about yourself. Where were you born and raised?
So I was born in North Carolina, High Point, but I was raised there for a little bit, but moved all around because of foster care. So I was never really in one place for long at all.
What age did you get into foster care?
I want to say like 5.
Gotcha. And before, when you were 1 to 5, where were you? Or do you know?
So I was with Grandma. Mom kidnapped me from Grandma, took me up to Washington, and so.
Gotcha. And then, well, tell me about your foster care experience. Were you 5 years old until you aged out at 18?
No, but I went through 29 foster homes.
Wow.
So I can't even remember most of them. It's just literally just can't even remember them, you know?
It's just blurry.
Yeah. So, I mean, I did it from until I was about 17, and then got in trouble, basically got in some fights, been getting in trouble since I was, a kid, and they were tired of it, so they were like, hey, make you a deal if you just go away from Washington, we won't, penalize you all the way. So I was like, okay, deal. Basically, and I went to Oklahoma and took that ticket out.
Why in Oklahoma? Was there someone there? Or why'd you choose?
So I had ran into some guys that were named Scott and Matt that wanted to adopt me. And because for adoption, they put you on a web page,
Okay.
And so anybody can see you, and basically they look at people, that would look like them or so. And so, like what color hair you have and all that.
Just like people look and see if there's a connection somehow just by a photo?
Basically, see if oh, can this kid look like us, or are they gonna fit in, or it's not the best way to do it. And they ask you to come see them,
And you're 17 at this time? When this happened?
I was 15 when I first met them.
Okay. And to you, these are just strangers, right?
Yeah, just more strangers.
More strangers,
yes. I'd had a couple times where the people would come to try to adopt me or whatever, and it just never worked, never happened. So, I was already used to people coming and going.
Yeah.
I wasn't really trying to have any more people. I was kind of getting forced in a hard spot. So I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I ran into my big brother again before. I hadn't seen him for 4 years.
Now, is this, when you say big brother, what do you mean?
It's my actual big brother.
Oh, like biological?
Yeah.
So you have siblings?
Yeah. I have a twin, and then I have an older brother.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So my big brother's named Kyle Gardner. And then it's Alex Gardner and Brent Gardner. And I love my big brother, he that's the only ever happy times I had, And so when they threw us into foster care, they split us up. And I got abused in a lot of foster homes and stuff, and so my brother, they came downstairs one day and they said, one of you's gonna leave and you're choosing. And I told my big brother that you're gonna leave, because I knew I was gonna have to take the abuse, for longer. So I told him to leave. And so I had to stay in the abusive home for 2 more years. Just every day getting beat and stuff. The foster parents, it was just a weird home, man. They would, their grandson and kid they adopted would be like, oh, if you say you want dessert, we're gonna go downstairs and pee on the toilet and you're gonna have to clean it up and we're gonna beat you up. So, being a little kid, that's like, I just wanted my big brother out of the house so he wouldn't have to deal with it no more. Because I know he was protecting me. And so we got to see each other every week. And then it was every other week. And then it was every 3 weeks. And it's once a month. And then my aunt tried to adopt me again. Tried to adopt me for the first time. It came up when I was 7. So I went back to North Carolina for a couple years. It didn't work out. I ended up getting abused again, and
even by your aunt and that side of the family.
My aunt and her boyfriend and stuff. So my brother's half black, and I love my brother to death. He's only taught me how to tie my shoes and stuff, and was the only one that was there for me when he could. And that's what, people didn't understand in the end, is that that's all I had. And I was willing to give up everything for that. Even if that meant giving up my house, giving up whatever I had. So when I turned 18, and I finally could have my freedom again in the adoptive home, after having your whole life controlled, and not having any freedom at all.
Like prison.
Yeah, basically. That's your whole life. You get to, stand here, do this, clean this. You get to be literally a slave. You clean all day and do chores. You get beat, thrown outside. They don't feed you. You know what I mean? They don't give you clothes. You got to drug deal or do something to get clothes just to put on your back. So with my big brother, I knew our mom wasn't a good person.
So you'd met her?
Yeah.
Before? Gotcha.
Or talked to her a little bit,
Yeah.
And I know we all have our hard things or whatever, but she let some stuff happen to me that I know she could have stopped, and she loves my big brother, doesn't care for me. So it's just how it is. So I wanted to talk to him on the phone, and he wouldn't talk to me because I didn't know that she was trying to manipulate me to get me to come down here, which either way, I was going to come see him, period. I had been freaking with Scott and Matt for those years and not being able to have any freedom, getting pills shoved down my throat, forced to be something I wasn't. And so they said, when they found out I was talking to my family, they said, we'll give you a one-way ticket back. I said, do it. I said, all you've done is imprison me and try to make me something I'm not.
You got nothing to lose.
Yeah. So send me. This is nothing different. And so when I finally got here, I was like, at this time, I was 240 pounds. And I was a big dude because all I did was lift weights and do gymnastics and stuff and rock climb.
Tell me about those things, like gymnastics, rock climbing, lift weights. What did that do for you?
That was a way to get rid of all the pain.
Like you coped by doing those things.
And it made me the happiest person I was. It literally made me a happier person.
Did you have a community of people? Like you met people I don't know if you went to a gym or just by yourself or rock climb by yourself, but was there like I don't know.
So at my school, the science teachers were the rock climbing teachers.
Okay.
And so that's how I did with that. And I mean, that was like, we did an old grain silo. That was our gym.
Oh, interesting.
And so it had things all over the walls and stuff. The chalk and stuff, and had our bladers and stuff. All the mounts on the ground. And that was the best part of my life, was when I could go lift weights, go rock climb, or do gymnastics at night and then go to work. I worked 2 jobs at that time, and I was sober, so I wasn't doing drugs anymore. So it was that was the only good part of my life, you know. It's the part where I could go and work out and not have to think about all the stress and all the messed up stuff.
And at that time, you were living where?
Oklahoma.
But I mean, with who?
Scott and Matt.
Say again?
Scott and Matt, the adoptive parents.
Oh, so you're still in that abusive situation, or no?
So
I guess we haven't gotten to those people yet.
They weren't as abusive as all the other people, but they had weird ways that they did stuff that that's not how you parent a kid, and that's not how you treat them. You know what I mean?
Tell me more, if you're
So,
open.
Like, the only thing I've ever wanted was a family. Period. Just to know somebody was there and cared, and that, you know, it wasn't just a pointless life of all this stuff, of all this messed up abuse and stuff that's happened, that somebody really cared for me, even though I was a messed up individual. You know?
Well, I mean, I hear traumatized individual.
Yeah. And it just, the way they knew this mental hospital wasn't a good place for me, yet they threw me in there, knowing they had us fighting each other and stuff. And like what happened is I came home one night and I went to go get my medicine, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm getting my medicine." And he said, "No, you're not." I said, "What the hell?" I said, "Yeah, I'm getting my medicine." And he shut a cabinet and hit me in the head, so I picked him up by his throat. And it's just like getting beat for so long and stuff, like that's just the first instinct, is to just nail something in the butt, get it away from you so it can't do nothing. So let's just hold them up. And so Scott and them were like, "Oh, well, you're just being aggressive, da-da-da." I'm like, not being aggressive. I was like, I'm trying to get what it was at the time was a benzo, Klonopin. And I was like, and you guys are being weird about me going and getting my medicine out of the cabinet. So who's being weird? Or I'm just going to do because I'm having a panic attack, just for whatever reason. And you guys don't want me going and getting my pills. Like, it's just like, it makes no sense. I don't know if somebody was taking pills or not. And that's what I think it kind of was. But it's just whatever it is, you know? So after that, you know, so at my school, they like told all my teachers and stuff like weird shit, like they couldn't talk to me no more when I left, and like told my grandparents and stuff that, oh, you can't talk to him no more. And it's like, oh, they can't talk to me no more. Did you tell them that you were wrestling me in my underpants? Like, like weird shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, you guys tell me I can't talk to my grandparents that cared for me very much, and I actually had a good connection with. His name was Opa and Oma, Grandma and Grandpa in German. And Opa is like the guy like I literally wanted to be like. This dude worked construction his whole life and was a family dude who cared for his family, took care of his family, and did what he had to do. And so did my great-grandparents. They've been married for like 60 years together, and those were the people I really tried to be like, you know?
So my guess is, tell me if I'm wrong, like one of the only kind of male figures that you looked up to and wanted to be like, you said.
Yeah. One that
and they're saying you can't talk to this person
ever again because you're deciding to go talk to your brother again. Because you're deciding to go talk to your brother again, you can't talk to grandparents no more. You have nothing. You're losing all your things. We're keeping all your things that we have here.
Yeah, using a lot of leverage to
Yeah, and
threaten
it's
you.
like, you guys said I can keep all my stuff, but then all of a sudden I can't keep my stuff. And then saying I can never come back. And so I come down here into a situation I don't understand, and then even as messed up as it was back then, when I tried to go back, you guys said I was fucked. When, you know, I found out how fucked up my biological mom is still, and my brother was, I found out he was on heroin, you know, and you're telling me I can't ever go back home, I lost that old family and shit. What do you expect me to do? My big brother I love to death, and he's an angry individual now because he's doing heroin, and well, I guess the only way to connect with my brother now is to do heroin. So I started shooting heroin. And at this time I'm like 19 or something, and there was a guy that tried to adopt me when I was a kid that was a gang member that couldn't adopt me because he was a gang member. Well, that dude actually cared for me, and that would have probably been the best home they could have put me in. The good homes, they never kept me in. And so I call him up, and I'm like, hey, basically I don't know what the hell to do. I have any kind of experience besides going to my jobs and doing the stuff I do. I have no clue, nothing about no taxes and stuff, and I had a like third grade reading level until I was like 16.
So you just felt lost.
Yeah, I had no structure anymore, no foundation. I had no home anymore because I went to my mom's and she was so much in debt that she didn't tell me that she expected I was gonna be able to bail her out. Well, my money went to my big brother to go get drugs, which I didn't understand at the time. You know what I mean? He said he was sick, and I was like, "What's sick? Like, let's go get some cold medicine or something?"
Yeah, like dope sick. Yeah.
Now I know how that is.
Yep.
And so I give him like my last 2 checks to go from Port Orchard to Marysville and go get dope out there or whatever. We see our buddy Zach, that was like our brother, and he's sick too. And so after that, I go to Lonell's, and Lonell's smokes crack. I don't know this. I'm just smoking weed with Lonell. He feels bad because he's smoking crack and he's not telling me about it. So I end up, he's like, "Oh, come hit this crack pipe." I'm like, "Isn't that for ghetto people or something?" I was like, "Crack is like really bad, right?" He's like, "Just hit this one time." He knew my personality too well. I hit that one time, I was like, "Oh, this is cool." He's like, "Yo, you like that?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, you can't have no more." I was like, "What the fuck?" And so then he ended up giving me more later, and then because that's what he was spending all his money on, was crack. And he wanted to kick it with me and shit because, like I said, that was the best home I could have been in. He was a gang member that became a Buddhist, and so I ended up learning a lot about Buddhism.
So he became a Buddhist, but he's smoking crack still, or
Yeah.
coping with illegal substances.
Yeah, they put him on. So he got his back messed up and stuff, and they put him on perks.
Oh, then he got hooked.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And so then he ended up back in the day for half a script of Oxycontin 80s was like $5,000 because it was $80 per pill.
Wow.
And so it was just astronomical. So he was only not even sell half his script and getting 5 racks and then burning out on drugs. And so for a while there,
So you're living with this person?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. It's the place to stay. This is the only, again, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the only stable kind of person that cares?
that I know doesn't, not some weirdo thing, not some,
Right.
you know, he actually genuinely cares for me and making sure I'm safe.
Right.
Calls me a son, you know, and stuff. And so me and him are going from Spanaway to Lakewood, getting crack. And we're going to Chocolate City, which is like the ghetto part of Lakewood. And I'm kicking into the ghetto. They used to call me a buff nerd at school, so I'm like a buff nerd sitting in the freaking ghetto with these guys that are toting around guns and getting high as hell. And I ended up, Lionel with his sister, he got cut off his pills because he OD'd on mushrooms one night. He took too many and ended up having a seizure and passing out. And so they took him off his pills, and so him and his sister lost their home. And so he was like, well, you can go to be in Lakewood and like be a doorman or something. Which a doorman is a person that stands at the door at the crack house to make sure nothing's going stupid or people are fighting or nothing. You throw them out.
Kind of like a bouncer kind of type?
Yeah, so that's what I ended up having to do, is go to this really ghetto place and start doing work, you know what I mean? Doing some kind of thing to get drugs, because I was already at this time fully blowing heroin. I've been doing it for years at this time. I'm smoking crack, and I was with a girl that he introduced me to. And I liked her a lot. He didn't tell me how crazy she was, and then Lionel was like one night, like, yo, if you don't come back home, you're not gonna have a home. And so I told her I couldn't go get high with her no more, and she ended up ODing. Her kid found her in her bed at her parents' house. And a lot of people blame me for that because they didn't understand the whole story about Lionel telling me, like, yo, get your ass home or you're not having a home. And so a lot of people blame me for that, and so I blame myself for it. And so that's why I started really using really hardcore, is because of her dying.
Just to cope even more.
And so then my brother ends up hitting me up again. He's out in Everett. And I'm like, well, I'm in Lakewood. Could I come see you? He's like, sure. He just had his back broken from a garbage truck. Or he was in a recycle bin, and they dumped him in the back, and they almost compacted him, almost killed him. And so him and his girlfriend, she got a broken pelvis, he got a broken back. He hopped out of it because the guy didn't hear him, and then pulled her out with a broken back, banged on the thing, the guy didn't hear him until they stopped, and then finally he saw them bucked up on top of the freaking garbage truck. He could have went and made money for me, but he just too much getting high and screwed that off and left the hospital that night to get some heroin. And so when I came up there, you know, my brother, now he has to deal with the fact that, yes, I am a heroin addict now, and there's nothing, you can't tell me nothing about it because I'm already full blown into it. So much as you didn't want it to happen that way, unfortunately, that's exactly the way it went. You know, and I just want to be around my big brother because our whole lives we haven't been around each other. So we're hanging out all the time, getting high, and my big brother's dealing out in Everett, and like every day, you know, he's like throwing like this little thing for plastic silverware out the window, which has a point of heroin in it, a syringe, so I can shoot it up. And I sleep outside because the manager lady at the freaking motel or whatever doesn't want people upstairs, so I tell my brother it's fine. And so we do this for like a year. And then things end up happening, him getting peeled or whatever, and then cops fucking with him, fucking with me. He ends up, I got arrested, he got arrested, I got out, and then I ended up going to Seattle for some reason. And so I came out here, and I'm not even. I think it was to help somebody get. Oh yeah, it was to help somebody get some drugs that one day saw me.
How long ago was this?
This was. Everybody's known me around here since I was like 21, and I'm like 29 now, almost 30.
So you came to Seattle when you were 21?
Mm-hmm.
You've been in around the Seattle area
Yeah.
for going on, 9, 10 years.
Yeah, and just, trying to get by.
And it was that, I mean, I hear your whole life you've been shuffled around, not really having a home. Well, you had a roof over your head at some times. I think a home is maybe a different definition. But you're on the streets now, currently?
Yeah.
And have you been like on the streets since you came to Seattle?
Yeah. Never really had any other option, you know what I mean? So.
Now, yeah, what is your current situation, Brent? Do you have a tent?
No, I'm pretty much, the way I could do it is, I had a sleeping bag until the other day. I kind of cut my leg stripping metal, and I think I got like blood poisoning or something, because I ended up having a really bad fever for like 3 days on the concrete. So I left my sleeping bag and some other stuff somewhere. I don't remember. My head was too foggy when I got up. I tried to have a tent a couple times. It's always a place for somebody to come and steal stuff. Like I literally had a tent over like past McDonald's, and I literally got a freaking push mower, mowed the grass, weeded it, and did like the 9 yards to make sure these people look like, hey, these people aren't, not people, because I was the only one there. I'm not leaving trash, I'm not leaving drug paraphernalia, I'm not doing none of that, and they still took my whole tent and everything in it. So I was like, I'm done with tents. I mean, it's just gonna get taken either way, you know what I mean? Stuff gets taken every day.
Yeah. Tell me about like shelters or tiny homes, any of those places.
So shelters, I wouldn't want to do, but I've never had them offer me a tiny home or nothing. I've been swept like, I can't even tell you how many times.
Right.
I've never been offered none of that. So it's crazy when these people are like talking about how they've had like 3 tiny homes and this, that, and another. I'm like, man, I've been swept like at least 50 times. Never been offered none of that. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm curious about your twin.
So I never really got to be with him or talk to him. He disliked me because he thought I was cool with our mother, because he never really got to see me after my aunt had me and got me taken away from being abused. He just thought basically I was with our mom and didn't want nothing to do with me.
Yeah, that was the narrative in his mind. And where is he at now?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. And your older brother?
He got out of prison a little bit ago. He got caught drug dealing, but he's clean now. He's working at Home Depot over in Silverdale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you in contact with him?
I try to be, but it's hit or miss. Basically, I don't want to. I feel like I bug him, you know. I don't want to make him mess up. He's doing good where he's at. I'm just happy he's good and he got clean.
I sense there's this thought of, yeah, I just want to keep my distance, and in a sense you don't want to bring him down or something. Well, Brent, what do you want?
I mean, I never wanted this. hard to being from the South. Like, we tell everybody hello. These people here have made it like, I've almost now started to just hate people. These people are fucked up here. The way they look at you, the way they treat you. You try to do something nice and they'll get you fucked up like you done ran their dog over or something. They want to group all of us together, and it's like, man, not all of us are the same person. I'm not breaking into your car or your house or whatever. I go into freaking garbage cans looking for scrap metal just to make money. But yeah, you know, you walk by somebody and back home you say hello, they say howdy or something back. You do it here and they're just like, look at you, this disgusted look. It's like you people are the reason why, like, you guys make a motherfucker sit there and probably be like, this is why I'm breaking into your shit, because you can't treat me like a human.
Yeah, like you get jaded.
Yeah, it's just like after years of this stuff, like I'll put on a sign like and stuff like I'll do work, because I will. I don't care about doing work. I'll garden, mow lawns, whatever. And it's just like these people don't want to give anybody a chance and stuff, and it's like, you guys are the reason why I think a lot of people don't even have the confidence to get up and do it, because you guys are just feel like we're already fucking struck out before we even got to the plate, you know? People are like, it's like when they're all like, oh fuck you, get a job and stuff. It's like, man, if you understood, like, I have night terrors from this shit from being a kid. Like, I never properly had anything taken care of, and you, like, I'm just keeping it glued together, and like people are like, why aren't you running around here hurting people and stuff, and like seriously hurting people and stuff? I'm like, man, and my caseworker when I was a kid was like, why aren't you in a mental hospital for the rest of your life? He said, because what's happened to you throughout your life, you should not be sane. You should not be kind to people. You have, they have no right to ask you to be kind. And I just said, because I knew what I wanted to not be.
Yeah, like you didn't, yeah. You knew what abuse is like. You don't want to be that abuser.
I wanted to show people that there's always a better side to that coin than, yeah, and then, you know, what people think. And that, like, no matter how fucked up life is, you can always change, you know?
Yeah, that takes a lot of courage. You kind of touched on this, Brent. This is a question I like to ask. Is there anything that you'd want the people of Seattle to know? Like, how would you want to be treated?
Like, you know, I was sitting by Have a Heart on 85th and 3rd, and my homegirl brought me some food, and I was sitting there eating it, and somebody comes out and literally kicks my stuff. Like, basically right at me. And she didn't know every day I came and cleaned the whole area up, because I knew the people that would come and leave trash and stuff. So I pick up trash most every day. And it's like, not everybody's the same person. Like, It's hard to explain, but it's like
Do your best. Do your best.
getting pushed like that. Like, some of us don't want to be here anyway. I mean, we just don't want to be alive. So pushing us like that, it's not helping nobody.
I'm sorry that happened, man. Like, you deserve more and to be treated with respect and kindness, and I'm sorry that people have not done that for you.
I appreciate that.
Anything else you want to get out there, get out before we wrap up? Anything?
No, that's it.
Brent, thanks for your time, man. It's good to hear your voice. Thanks for your honesty and vulnerability, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you. Dude, hang in there, man. Hang in there.
Thank you.
Hang in there, dude.